Okay, am I back live again? Once again, half hour late. Sorry guys, I was getting some software issues. There was just a very slight permissions issue on Facebook. I was just posting from the wrong profile name, I guess. Greg Davis instead of Leverage WP. And then I tried to stream at too high of a video quality. So let's see how this works. I appreciate you guys tuning in and being here. If you're here live, congratulations. That was hard to do, wasn't it? And if you're watching the replay, thanks for being here. I think that it appears to be that the sound is working, and it looks like that I'm streaming to YouTube at least. And let me refresh my other computer to see that I am streaming to Facebook as well. Not sure if this is coming through to Facebook. Doesn't look like it is. And so this is streaming over to YouTube, I believe. And let's see. Let me just go to the YouTube channel real quick. Thanks for bearing with me. It looks like the live stream is live. Thank you very much for being here. You know what I'll do is I'm just going to post the YouTube link inside of Facebook real quick. If you'll bear with me for just a minute. I'm just writing a note to Facebook to say, hey, come over to YouTube. And I'll post the link. And then we'll get started. I have a bit to share with you guys today. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about ChatGPT and AI as regards web design and online business. I've been getting some questions since I've been posting a little bit about artificial intelligence on Facebook inside of the Leverage WP Facebook group. And let's see. I do have possibly a link to this being live on Facebook. Yeah, it looks like we're live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And so I know there's been a crazy delay. I wanted to go at the top of the hour. Oh, let me take a deep breath here. When technology goes wrong, it can be frustrating, right? But let me quickly get back to sharing my screen. Here I was here looking at doing speed tests. I gave myself a 5-minute countdown and it was not streaming. And so now that I'm live, let me just share my screen a little bit and talk about what I've been playing with as far as artificial intelligence. And what I really want to show you are some examples of how I've used this for, here, let me go back to the camera for a quick second. As a way of introduction, I'm really looking forward to sharing with you guys what I've been doing lately as far as saving myself time, first of all, as far as preparing content and brainstorming ideas for website projects for both myself in online business as well as for client websites over the last month or so. Now, if you can definitely ignore all the news and all the talk about artificial intelligence, but you can't ignore the fact that it's becoming more and more popular and more well used. And so it's really to your disadvantage if you don't at least know what it is that's happening within artificial intelligence, especially as regards online business and web design right now. Otherwise, you're at risk of being, left behind or not being able to take advantage of some of the really easy tools that you can use to help in your business. And so, like I said, one thing is time savings. I've been able to, for a lot of tasks that I already do and have done for years inside of my web design business, and also for managing my online presence, as far as online businesses that I have separate from web design, it's been able to save me probably 50 to 80% of the time I had previously been spending doing things like brainstorming ideas for content and putting together content output plans for client sites and for my own sites, as far as planning what posts I'm going to make inside of a blog or on social networks, as well as brainstorming ideas for content and for copy for websites. And so I'm just going to bring you through a couple of processes that I've been using over the past month or so, and what that I've learned through some of my online mentors for what's called prompt engineering or prompt development, as far as being able to come out with ideas and results that are either done much, much faster, or brainstorming ideas that you might not have thought of or I hadn't thought of in order to improve the output of what I'm trying to do. So let's first go to sharing my screen. And as we look at the first tab that I have open here, this is the company called OpenAI. OpenAI is the company that invented and released the ChatGPT functionality. Now, what's ChatGPT? Under product at OpenAI here, you can go ahead and click ChatGPT to get to an explanation of what it is, and a few posts about what ChatGPT is. But if you go down to this little button at the bottom left of the home screen here, it says Try on Web. It's at the address chat.openai.com. And let me just copy the link address, and I'm going to go over here and open an incognito window just to show you how you can get started. This is what the ChatGPT login page looks like. And you can click sign up. It's free to sign up for ChatGPT through OpenAI. And you can use the ChatGPT 3.5 model in order to get some of this stuff done just for free. It may be a little bit delayed. It's not quite as good at what it does as the paid model, because ChatGPT does have a $20 a month service to use their latest model, which is ChatGPT 4. Not necessary for anything starting out or anything we're going to do today. You can go ahead and just watch this live stream, and then later you can go to chat.openai.com and sign up, or log in if you already have an account and use the free service to get some of this stuff done. But let me go back to where I was here. They do have a couple of other things. DALL-E is the image generator, but what ChatGPT is what they call a large language model, or you might see the abbreviation LLM for large language model. And basically what they've done is they've taken a computer program and they've trained it on billions upon billions of documents and pages of written content from the internet, whole encyclopedia sets, basically a ton of information that's been out there and built up over the years on the internet. And they've trained a model which lives inside of a computer and has all this information at its disposal. And why it's called ChatGPT is because you can chat with it. So let's just look at my ChatGPT window here. What I have is a chat open. And if I just say, let me just start a new chat right here. And this is where you would go when you're using the free version of the service with ChatGPT 3.5. And this is what it looks like. You could say, you could ask it any question, and so let me go and just show you a couple things that I've done. Where did I say I was? Was just asking it some questions like, what does QR stand for? If you want to know if you just want to know some information, it has a lot of information at its disposal. So that's why people have been talking about, let me share my screen again. Sorry about that. This is inside of chat.openai.com, inside of ChatGPT, and a new chat. I wasn't sharing my screen at the time, but this is what a new chat looks like. There's a chat window at the bottom, and then it scrolls up. So I could just type something like, what does QR stand for? And then the chat looks into its information, and it pulls up what it is. It's a two-dimensional barcode. It consists of black squares arranged on a white background. It stands for quick response. Maybe you didn't know that, and I hadn't known it before. I've just done this as a new chat, but if you look here, this is my history on the left-hand side. And so you could see that I asked it under QR code quick response. Well, it's not showing me right now, so let's go back here. It gives me a little bit of information about QR codes. Created by a person here, a company, a subsidiary of Toyota in 1994. Okay, a little bit of information about it. Let's see if I can open up this chat. What about ChatGPT? What does GPT stand for in ChatGPT? Well, it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And then there's a little explanation. So GPT stands for a class of language models that are an artificial intelligence type. And they're based on the transformer architecture, and they're trained using unsupervised learning techniques. GPT models, such as GPT-3, are designed to generate human-like text by predicting the next word or sequence of words in a given context. So you can actually get in a conversation with the artificial intelligence, or with the AI for short, and you can ask it things and it will remember what you've been talking about. And another concept that I'll dive into here in just a quick second is, well, okay, that's all great, but how can it help me in business? And one of the concepts that's amazing is that it's an unsupervised learning model, a large language model that you might say. And even though, it seems pretty simple to talk about the fact that they're designed to generate readable text by predicting the next word or sequence of words in a given context. It's the given context and the unsupervised learning that really gives GPT the ability to really act like an all-knowing human who is standing there, running to the set of encyclopedias or running to the library and gathering all the info you wanted to know and coming back and presenting it to you. But instead of taking half a day or a couple of hours, it takes just a few seconds to give you the answers that you're looking for. And so let me just give you a simple example for what might be an example client site for something if you're wanting to help a client brainstorm some content for their website, for their social networks or social output. Let's just take a basic task. And I'm going to look at one of my previous chats that I did, looking at a client site who is a skateboarder and skateboard coach, and they have an idea to create an online learning program for parents. Now, total transparency, I'm going to be building this business in public, on film, or while recording and live streaming for myself. I'm an old skateboarder. I don't know if you saw one of my Facebook posts inside the group was a skateboarder post, and I'm a lifelong skateboarder and I still skate. And you also may have known that I spent more than 25 years teaching snowboarding professionally, but I also ran skateboard programs in the summertime. From the year 2000 up until the present, I've coached kids in skateboarding. And so this is my new program idea. I have a URL domain, skateboardparents.com. And I want to quickly brainstorm some ideas about how I'll put my content out, what kind of content I should use. And now, of course, being a lifelong skateboarder and coaching kids in skateboarding for the last 20 years, I have a lot of my own ideas. But by using ChatGPT, I was able to come up with some of this that I'm really excited to share with you right now. Now, put your thinking cap on for a second. Imagine you have a website client or you have a business idea and you're looking to just brainstorm all the content ideas for this new website as quickly as possible, and even do a brainstorming sessions along with your client as a paid service. If you can charge, say, these days I've changed my business model and it's highly recommended with all the web design gurus and advisors out there that you charge for your discovery process. If you're going to sit down with the client and interview them in your professional capacity for 1 or 2 or 3 hours to come up with ideas for their website and the way their website should be laid out as far as content and what content should be in there, that should be a paid part of your initial website proposal. And so even if it's not paid, you'd want to save time when doing that. And so let's just look at this example. A skateboard coach who has an idea to put out an online program where they could opt in for some free information about their kids wanting to start skateboarding, and maybe they're not skateboarders and they don't know about coming to the skate park and what the protocol is for participating. Maybe their kids are young and they don't want them to get hurt. They want to know about the proper equipment, safety equipment, and how to get them started, even if they're not a skateboarder themselves. And so here's my prompt. And now I'm going to be offering you guys over the next several weeks a whole lot of prompt ideas. If you'd like to copy and paste and get them down, don't worry about scribbling down this whole prompt. There's a couple of key sentences in here that you should know, and I'll be offering you my notes from this live stream in written form so you can copy and paste your own prompts for your own ideas. But my prompt reads like this. First, you want to give the chat artificial intelligence, you want to give the AI a role, R-O-L-E. Its role is that they're a business consultant doing market research. So I'm telling the ChatGPT, okay, put yourself in the role of a business consultant doing market research. Your client is a skateboard coach creating an online learning program for parents whose kids want to learn skateboarding. The client wants to know the challenges, the desires, and the objections that the parents whose kids want to learn skateboarding have. Please list 10 challenges, desires, and objections to researching and providing instruction and advice to their kids about learning skateboarding fundamentals properly and safely, participating in the skateboard scene and the public skate park, and improving without injury. Now that's kind of a run-on sentence. The AI is quite intelligent, to use that word. It's very smart in knowing kind of what you're trying to say. It can get past misspellings and all kinds of things. So I just kind of brainstormed that. The main part, 2 parts of this prompt is that I gave it a role. I told it who its client is, and I told it what to do. List 10 challenges, desires, and objections. And so look at what it came up with in just a matter of seconds. It said, sure, I can certainly assist with that. Here are the challenges, desires, and objections that parents may face or express when considering a skateboard program for their kids. Challenges 1 through 10. Safety concerns. They might be apprehensive about potential injuries. Lack of personal knowledge. They may have little to no personal experience with skateboarding. Time investment in researching this type of thing. The equipment selection. The cost. Equipment instruction could be expensive. Choosing suitable locations. Misunderstanding of skateboard culture. They might have misconceptions about skateboarding culture, etc. So those are challenges. And you're going to see why and how I've used these 3 content categories for researching businesses and marketing intelligence here. Challenges, desires, and also objections. So I'm going to be taking all this information and using it to create content as far as website content, social media content, and content as far as, say, emails for sending out to an email list. But I could also use this to just research the market in general and figure out, well, what should I be teaching? What are the parts of my program that I should be doing? Make sure, please, AI, make sure I don't miss anything that I should be thinking about as I brainstorm. So let's look at desires. Parents want a program that effectively teaches the fundamentals. So that's something that I would put in my copy on the website. Effectively teaches the fundamentals of skateboarding. Safety, they're interested in flexibility. They want it to fit with theirs and their child's schedules. Progress tracking, they want a way to monitor the progression in their skills. They want certified experienced instructors, qualified instructors, building confidence, respectful community, age-appropriate instruction. So that's something I might not have thought of. Oh, I might want to have a section about teaching kids skateboarding from, say, ages 4, 5, 6, and 7 versus teaching skateboarding to kids that are 10, 11, 12, and 13. It's much different. Their bodies are different. They approach the terrain in the skateboarding park differently. And so that's all stuff that, I might not have thought of that. Objections. There's a risk of injury. There's negative stereotypes associated with the skateboarding culture. Cost and time commitment. Unsupervised practice. They might object to situations where they're practicing without a parent or something, or someone present. They might be worried that skateboarding could distract their child from academic responsibilities. I know in my own experience growing up, my skateboarding enthusiasm actually increased my ability to participate in school and to be attentive and do my homework and stuff. So I can talk about that. They might be worried about exposure to an older crowd. You get the idea. The ChatGPT in about 10 seconds gave me all these ideas. And so I said, oh, thanks. This is a great start. Okay. It's very friendly. It says, if you have any other questions with your project, feel free to ask. I said, okay. So research and report on the basic sections, lessons, and practice tasks that can be included in a beginner skateboard lessons program for kids. Come up with 10 basic fundamentals beginner skateboarders need to focus on and provide 3 practice tasks below each of the fundamentals. So I'm asking for 30 things, 10 basic beginner tasks or fundamentals, and then 3 practice tasks for each. And so it came up with something that I found was pretty great. I didn't disagree with any of this. Familiarization with the equipment, practicing 1, 2, 3. Balance and stance, learning what regular and goofy is, practicing balancing on the board while it's not moving or on a carpeted area. I've used this stuff a lot in my lessons, like putting the skateboard on the grass and standing on it, shifting weight between the toes and the heels while on the board. And when I start reading down through this list, as a skateboarder, I'm impressed with the AI. It's doing a great job. Pushing and stopping, turning and carving, tic-tacs, the manual, which is like a wheelie, the ollie, which is the basic trick, which really is a fundamental that comes into almost every skateboard trick there is. I'm showing you this to illustrate that the AI came up with everything I would have come up with, which might have taken me an hour. And it also had some more stuff that I maybe wouldn't have thought of. And so now I'm like, excellent. Wow. Impressed. Now I'll write a series of introductory paragraphs, one for the program itself, and then an intro for each of the 10 fundamentals. What am I doing here? I'm saying, okay, you AI, remember what you just came up with. You went out, it remembers these challenges, desires, and objections because we're in the same chat window. And then I could say, okay, come up with the 10 fundamental skills and the 3 practice tasks for each. Great. Now that you know that, give me an introduction. So what I'm doing is I'm coming up with actual copy that I could use on a website, for an email list. I could use it for a PDF that I could come up with. Think about this. If I write a PDF document, like an ebook on skateboarding, and it has all of these tasks and fundamentals, and it has a description of each, that's going to be valuable for a parent who knows nothing about skateboarding and wants to start out their kids safely, and want to know what kind of equipment, what kind of pads, whether they should go to the skate park with all the older kids or not, or just start in the driveway. These are things that are really being written for me, saving me a lot of time. So I'm saying here, give me paragraphs for each of the 10 fundamentals and one for the program itself, and include benefits to the skater and reasons why each fundamental is important for learning safely and having fun doing it. So the AI says, sure, here it is. Welcome to our beginner skateboard program, specifically designed to help children embark on an exciting journey into the world of skateboarding. Can you see how this is saving me so much time? This is really getting me 80-90% of the way towards creating my lead magnet or my PDF ebook that I'm going to give in exchange for an email address. And it could also be a lot of the web copy on my website, the text for my website. And so it's got a paragraph for each one. Familiarization with the equipment. Understanding your equipment's the first step towards becoming a competent skateboarder. It's essential to know the parts of your skateboard, their functions, and how to adjust them, etc., etc. It's got a nice introductory paragraph for each part here. Now, sometimes when you go and give ChatGPT a task, it may get to the bottom somewhere, and it might stop and then just give you a blinking cursor, and you're like, oh, it looks like you didn't finish. All I wrote was, please continue, and hit enter down here in the chat. And it just totally continued. It just ran out of web resources for some reason, and then it was able to continue. So it finished the sentence about safety measures and fall management, knowing how to fall correctly, use safety gear, and respect skate park rules will certainly contribute to your overall safety and enjoyment of the sport. Not only will these skills help protect you, but they'll also contribute to a respectful and considerate skateboarding community. Blah, blah, blah. This comprehensive program covers the 10 fundamentals of skateboarding, providing a solid foundation for any beginner skateboarder. Now, I'll be able to use, this is as far as I got here, and I can envision how with all of this that the chat already knows, I can come up with the video scripts for me to deliver while I'm standing at the skate park on video. I could film myself teaching how to do all the fundamental skills like the turning and the carving, the pushing and the stopping, the tic-tacs, the manual. So if I give away a PDF ebook for free, or even charge something like $7 for it, if I give it away for free, I can build an email list of interested skateboard parents, right? And then over time, I can send them an invitation to watch maybe video 1 for free in the video series for skateboard parents. How to teach your kids skateboarding, even if you've never been a skateboarder and you have no idea what you're doing. How to do it safely, and how to have them have lots of fun and improvement without getting injured at the skate park. And this could be a $100 course, a $300 course, something that I can put out. And ChatGPT has helped me along the way to brainstorm, think of ideas that I might not have thought of, and also to help me just organize. Now, you wouldn't want to just go ahead and post this or publish it without reading it and editing it first. One of the things you can do is you can take, so here's my paragraphs, or let's take maybe this 10 fundamental skills. If you go over here on the right hand side, this is a clipboard icon. If I just copy that, now I can go over here and let me see, I'll just go, let me just go to my Chat GPT ideas, and I'll just open oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to go and open a new document. There we go. And if I click Control V, and paste, it pasted my content into a Google Doc. So you could use Microsoft Word or a Google Doc, and then go ahead and edit this for yourself. Of course, ChatGPT does save all of your chats on the left-hand side here, but it's a good idea for content that you like, that you're going to be using. Bring that using the clipboard here into a document. And this will be skateboard parents ideas, and so that you can save it and then begin editing it for your own purposes. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Yeah, I'm sure you can see already the power of just brainstorming ideas for a particular business idea. Let's go maybe a little bit closer to home. Have you guys participated in a survey that I sent out recently? If you had, it might be, let me just go back here. I'm accidentally sharing some email addresses there. I didn't want to do that. But as far as this deep dive survey that I sent out, let's just go ahead and preview it at leveragewp.com. Here is a survey that says, when it comes to online business and WordPress, what's your biggest remaining challenge, question, or frustration? And then I took some survey questions about whether you're a beginner or advanced, whether you're creating websites for clients or for yourself, etc. And then some ideas about trainings. The reason I asked this first question is people will answer this in their own words. I say, please be as detailed and specific as possible. And so I've been able to, what did I get? I don't know, 50 or 60 responses. And what this is a resource for me to be able to find out where my everybody that answered the survey has given me some ideas about, in their own words, what they want to learn, what one of their challenges or questions or frustrations are around online business and working with WordPress. And so this form, what was it, 55 entries, and from those 55 entries, let me go up to the top here. I was able to take those and use them to build a data set. And so this data set right here, if I were to, let me just click and look at my Google Sheet. I took all the entries and I just put them into a Google Sheet here. You can see that, I've got, actually, I put 180, I did 2 surveys. So I've got 187 responses here, all in the students' own words. And instead of me reading through them and trying to categorize them into some different categories, what I was able to do was go and, here's what I really wanted to show you. Once I have these answers here, I can go ahead and I could say, let's see, here's a data set. So here is, that data set is just, a list. I can go ahead and go into this data set and I could just copy this column and say Control C, and I can paste it right into ChatGPT and ask it to do something with all that. And so let me just show you this prompt, and I'll be giving you guys these so that you can use them for yourself. So I'm looking at, I want to know what are the biggest challenges of those 187 responses. I say, okay, here is a data set. And I copy and paste that data set into ChatGPT. I say, the above data set represents 187 answers to a survey about, and topic is online business and working with WordPress. And so your task is to review the survey responses above and categorize all 187 answers into the top 5 biggest challenges people who have taken this survey are experiencing. Be sure to list each of the challenges in the form of a numbered list, and then list the relevant responses under each challenge using the relevant consumer language from each respondent. Please list each challenge along with the corresponding percentage of the data that the challenge represents. And let's stop there, because the next one I'm going to teach you is how to get all of this good market research done in case you don't have a data set like I do. And so you can do this in either way. But let's just open up ChatGPT again and look at some of the results here. So if I go to data set of 187, I'm going to scroll back to the top. We're going to go over all of these prompts and questions. And so here is the results. Now I've pasted it in here because I did this in a previous chat window. But here are my results. It said 33% their challenge is simplified website building and customization. And look at all these quotations. This is the exact wording that my potential customers use as describing their challenges, keeping up to date on changes. I've been using WP for over 10 years, but took a break. And so as I look down here, simplified website building and customization, it's got 5 quotes. Efficient and effective website development process, and it's got 5 quotes, or 4 quotes. Integration and compatibility with plugins and builders. And then website security and maintenance is down at 13%, and business and client management for 12%. And so you could see that, wow, that prompt came up with a list informing me on, well, what are those people that filled out the survey? What are the trends? And this is where ChatGPT and artificial intelligence really can save a ton of time and really come up with ideas that you might not see, patterns in the data. This is where, if you look at this, these are my survey responses. For me to go through all of this and read each one by hand and maybe categorize them into 4 trends would take me a long time. I'm like all day, right? But I can take and use that prompt to have ChatGPT come up with this. And so next, not only can I do this for challenges, but I can do this for desires, and I can do this for objections. Remember in the skateboard example? In the skateboard example, I wanted it to come up with challenges, desires, and objections, because those are 3 kind of different things. There might be challenges people are afraid of, but then there's also desires. There's kind of like, what don't they want? And then what do they want? And with objections, those are kind of combining the 2. It's like, what are people scared of? I'm scared I won't have enough time to do this. I'm scared that this will cost too much, those kinds of things. And so as I do this market research, let me go to the next step. Imagine that I used the prompt about challenges, right? Here we are with challenges, and I came up with that. Let me just back up for a quick second, and let's kind of come up with an option in case you don't have the ability to survey your email list. Now, there are ways to do this. You can go to Facebook groups, to forums online. You can go to, Reddit, or places where people talk, even YouTube channels, and you can just browse what people are writing and asking about. And then you can go ahead and brainstorm and copy and paste the major themes that you get out of doing that research, and then you can use that in this same way. But there might be a couple things we would want to come up with. And so let me go back to, let's see, I think I had a different document open. Let me just... Oh, this is shared with me. Let me just go to my drive. I want to open a particular, this one right here, the ChatGPT market research. I had this open. It was just at the top of my list here. Sorry about that. So in any case, if you don't have a data set, come up with these 3 things on your own, either by doing research or maybe having it come from your experience in your market. What is your role? Now, this would be if you're coming up with ideas for an external web client, for someone who is not you, this would be their role. If you're coming up with ideas for yourself, like in this example, this is for me. This is coming up with ideas because I am an online business coach and mentor to web designers and business owners who are focused on using WordPress. And so that is my role. You might come up with a role for yourself. Maybe you're a real estate professional helping new families with their first home purchase. That would be an example role that you might put in. But let's continue with the online business coach, coaching people focused on WordPress example. Come up with a role and then come up with a niche or a niche. What is your niche? My niche is website design freelancers and agencies working with WordPress and online business. And then come up with an ideal customer. Think about for whatever you're wanting to offer or for whatever you're already offering in your business, what can you brainstorm is your ideal customer? This is kind of like putting yourself in your customer's shoes. What would they search for online in order to find you? What are some of their challenges and desires and objections that you can think of? But anyway, what I came up with that for my WordPress freelancers and agencies, they are leveraging WordPress. They already have some clients and websites, but they want to level up their design, their website performance, their client acquisition, their hosting and online business systems by learning modern best practices and keeping up with the rapidly changing software in the web design space. I also added that they want to set up automations that allow them to focus on their own area of expertise while leveraging the most efficient and automated systems available for hosting, website maintenance, building websites, and working with clients. So that's pretty long, right? I'm going to use this verbiage to tell ChatGPT what I'm trying to do and then allow it to go out and create a whole lot of great stuff for me. And so let's skip forward. If I have these three things, if I have a role, if I have a niche, and if I have an ideal customer defined already, then you might start seeing my cat, Chewy, here getting in front of the camera. If you see a cat, yeah, there's a cat's tail on camera. All right, Chewy, what are you doing? We'll let her be inside of the live stream here. I was saying if you have a role defined, a niche defined, and an ideal customer defined, you can go down here past the data set and use the prompt without a data set that I have here. And so this is your role, okay? So you are a online business coach and mentor to website designers and business owners focus on using WordPress. Next part of the prompt. Your task is to list the top 5 challenges that your ideal customer may be experiencing when it comes to working with WordPress, is what I would put in here. And then we have niche and ideal customer. What is really worrying them or creating a problem for them? Your market niche is blah, blah, blah. Of course, remember, I wrote it up here. And then your ideal customer. Your ideal customer is, and you just paste that right in here. And then you say to the chat, GPT AI, please use actual customer language. What might this ideal customer say? And what are the exact words and language they might use to say it? And really, that's all there is to it. Let's try this in real time, you guys. I showed you what it came up with when I gave it a data set, but let me just copy that. I'm going to go start a new chat in ChatGPT. Now, this can work in 3.5 or in 4. In 4, this is the $20 a month plan. And if you're really going to be leveraging this for your business, I would advise you to get the newest model possible. At the time of live streaming right now, it's the ChatGPT 4. But it totally works in the free version, of course, and you can get great results from it. There's just a cap you could see down here, as well as it's a little bit slower than ChatGPT 4. But let's go ahead and start pasting the prompt. All right, so I have the whole prompt pasted in. Now I want to take and replace my personalized information. And so let's say that the role is this. Copy. And let me paste it right in here. You are a blank. And then your task is to challenge when it comes to I'm going to say working with working. Oh geez, should I spell things right? Yeah. Working with WordPress and online business. So now we have the niche and the ideal customer. For the niche, it's this, and so I'll just paste it in here. Period. And then the ideal customer right here. This is going to be a little longer. It's okay if it's 2 paragraphs. ChatGPT can really make sense of some sloppy writing if you have it. Okay, so I pasted that in there. Please use actual customer language. What might this actual ideal customer say, and what are the exact words and language they might use to say it? Press enter. All right, let's see what the AI comes up with. Client acquisition and retention. Here's some example customer language. Time management and workflow efficiency. Okay, so this has given me some ideas. What did I do? I asked it for 5, right? Top 5 challenges. So client acquisition and retention, time management, workflow efficiency, keeping up with technology. Some of these, I had an idea about client acquisition and keeping up with technology, but time management and workflow efficiency, at the time that I initially tried this, that was a new idea for me. That's something where the chat AI is giving me a new idea and helping me to brainstorm. So then 4 and 5, website performance and security, and then hosting and maintenance challenges. Reliable high performance hosting is a minefield. It's hard to find the balance. Oh, I know. And so this is customer-centered language that it went out and found from real world stuff. It's not making this up. It's coming from billions and billions of documents, websites, forums, everything that it has in its learning model. That's why it's called a large language model. The GPT has the ability to go do that research that might take a week and output it to you like it did in about 5 or 10 seconds, right? And so is that amazing or what? Let me go back as I think about kind of revealing the last thing here. The idea is that you can take what the ChatGPT gives you. Like, here are the top 5 challenges that it found for this role, this niche, and this ideal customer, and I can use this output in my next prompt. It's kind of like the movie Inception, right? It's prompt within a prompt within a prompt can really give you excellent market research results. And you can leverage this for your own business, or again, you can use this after you interview the client, or even while interviewing the client about what they need for their website. And it's such a valuable process if you can master just a little bit of this, leveraging the AI to be able to come up with such great stuff for your clients. And so I'm just going to take and just below the prompt right here, I'm going to say results of no data set, and just paste it right there. All right. So let's go and look at this inception possibility. Say I go back to my chat that I did called dataset of 180. Let's look at dataset of 87. Dataset of 187. There we go. I want to show you how, after coming up with the challenges, the desires, and the objections, 5 of each, I was able to take that and leverage it with some more prompts and put that data into the prompts to come up with some really interesting output that you'll be able to visualize and see how that could be used, whether it's for a website or for a product or for some social communication or output to emails to send out, valuable content for your audience to be able to build business, and even for SEO. for putting out content on your website that is SEO optimized, or search engine optimization, for being found for organic traffic. So anyway, here's my next prompt. Okay, so now I'm starting to get, I'm starting to maybe think about developing a product, something that I want to do that's big, like maybe a 3-day boot camp is something that I was thinking of. A live event that goes for maybe 3 6-hour days, where I get on Zoom and I teach a small group of people deeply how to do some of this stuff. What am I going to teach them? I'm going to teach them exactly what they asked for inside of the survey questions or inside of my market research that I previously did using ChatGPT. And that's why this new product I'm coming up with is going to be using the customer's language. The mentor that has been teaching me this stuff lately, one of his really valuable statements is, get your copy and your marketing message, get it from your market, not from your mind. Right? Get the messaging language from the actual people. Ask them what they want to learn. Ask them what their challenges are, their desires, and then turn around and use that language in your marketing. So the people who are reading this are going to be like, that guy's reading my mind. That's exactly what I want. You could see how powerful this can be. So for example, I'm wanting to come up with, I want to brainstorm some bold promise statements. For example, an example of a bold promise is like how to do this thing, biggest desire, without your biggest challenge, even if your biggest objection. And you can see how by coming up with a list of biggest desires, biggest challenges, and biggest objections gives the AI a resource to pull from with actual customer language to come up with these bold promise statements. And so I'm asking the chat, I'm asking the AI, here is a bold promise statement. It uses this format, how to do something without something hard, even if you have an objection. So you'll start by brainstorming 10 versions of the bold promise statement using the following as input for the relevant sections marked inside of the brackets above. I'm defining it and I'm saying the relevant sections in the brackets. For the example template above, for example, the template above features a place to add biggest desire. You'll replace biggest desire text in your brainstormed versions with content that makes sense in the context of the full statement and that is psychologically compelling and follows copywriting best practices from this list of biggest desires raw customer language. And so here's my raw customer language. I just pasted it in. It's from here to here. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And under each one, there's 3 to 5 quotations. I think there's 4 in each. So I just pasted it directly into my prompt. Now, this prompt is not done. This is a long prompt, okay? So I've also done challenges. For that one, that was desires. Those are the biggest desires. Now let's define the challenges. So I say, in addition, the template above features a place to add biggest challenge. You'll replace biggest challenge text in your brainstorm versions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's the biggest challenges raw customer language. So all I did was paste what it had come up with for me right here. It ends right here. And so that's the biggest challenge customer language. And I go on. You can see where this is going. The biggest objection. Here is the biggest objections raw customer language, lack of technical expertise, lack of time constraints, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now that I have those 3, this phrase needs to attract the attention of your ideal customer who is, and I just copied and pasted my ideal customer. It also needs to be persuasive, grammatically correct. It should be written using the title case. Here's an example. How to easily find amazing real estate deals in hotspots offering excellent growth potential now and in the long term. That's the desire. Without having to spend months doing all the boring research yourself. That's the challenge. Even if you're not a numbers person or you've struggled to find properties that were worth it in the past. That's the objection. Then the final command to the AI. You want to give it a command and tell it to begin. Go ahead now and brainstorm 10 versions of the bold promise statement for review. Now, that prompt is super long, right? And it contains the results from three separate AI prompts that I had performed before. However, what it came up with is truly excellent. How to establish efficient and effective website development processes without struggling with time management, even if you're balancing multiple jobs. If you're on this live stream or watching this replay, do you identify with any of these as you read down the list a little bit? You might be in my ideal customer or ideal client group, and you might be saying, wow, that's something. If Greg's going to make a class about that, I might want that. For example, let's read another one that I think is pretty good. How to demonstrate websites to clients prior to going live without worrying about client management and business skills, even if you've had difficulty convincing clients of your value. There's some really quite good ones here. How to find and attract high-value clients for your WordPress business without being an expert in marketing, even if you've struggled to justify WordPress over other platforms. It really has come up with a lot of bold promise statements that I can use. Let's go on. Now I want to come up with a program name, and I'm gonna go ahead and let the AI do it from. Now the program, I've picked one of the names. I kind of took a few of these, I put them into a Google Doc, and I rearranged a little bit, and I came up with one that I liked. It is how to master the art of creating unique website designs and implement standard operating procedures for easier website builds without the need for deep technical knowledge, even if you're struggling with confidence in your skills. That's kind of like, that's my bold promise statement. So I tell the AI, here's my bold promise, and I want to come up with 10 program name ideas for the program. Ensure each name will be appealing to the ideal customer, who is, bink, I gave him the ideal customer again. The market niche is website design, freelancers, and agencies, blah, blah, blah. Please observe best practices of the most effective and popular program names ever created. And then I said, here's the challenges. It's all running together, but I gave it the challenges here, as well as considering how to overcome the top 5 objections. And so I did it with just challenges, challenges and objections, and it came up with these pretty cool program names: Web Design Mastery, the ultimate guide for WordPress freelancers, etc. But then I was like, well, SOPs. I don't want to use that term SOPs. So I asked it to regenerate. You can press this button to regenerate, or you can just ask it to rewrite the above. I said rewrite the above without the SOPs abbreviation. Okay, cool. WordPress Wizardry, mastering unique design and streamlined operations. You can see how this comes up with a lot of options that I can then pick and choose. And so, let's see, I think I did this once again. I did it with a different promise, bold promise. I changed a little bit, even if you feel overwhelmed by the intricacies of coding. And I added all the same stuff. Let's keep on going down. Here's a few different program name ideas. Streamlined building and customization for busy WordPress experts. Some of this you might identify with. But let's go to the next step. You are a direct response marketing copywriter and strategist. What did I do right there? I gave the AI a role. I told it what it was going to act as, or who it was going to act as. Please create a table outlining the features of the 12-month Revolutionize Web Design, Skillful WordPress Builds, and Standardized Procedures program. I asked for a name for the program here. I brainstormed a little bit, and I came up with what I wanted. I also defined a length of time for the program. So these features, I I wanted a table outlining the features. I gave it the features. The features are, well, what's involved in the program. For my program, I brainstormed that I should have one 3-day boot camp, a monthly group coaching Q&A session on Zoom, a Leverage WP private online community, which you already might know exists, and courses, workshops, and direct messaging support. And that also already exists inside the online community. And so I told it what the 4 things are, and I told it the name of the program. And now I said, for each feature, please do the following. Craft a compelling name for the feature and draft short 3-sentence persuasive description of the feature, and also add 3 benefits of the feature, presented as bullet points under the 3-sentence persuasive description. I'm giving it a little bit more detail. Ensure that all content is relevant and persuasive for the ideal customer. What did I do now? You'll be familiar with this. I pasted my ideal customer language in there. And the market niche. All right, I pasted the market niche. And that it contributes towards helping the ideal customer see how these features and benefits deliver on the bold promise of this offer, which is, again, something that it was generated in the previous chat. Please ensure the name of each feature observes best practices of the most effective and popular program names ever created. What does that mean? It's going to go back and it will be able to quickly look up some of the most popular program names ever created. Something that I won't have to go and research online. Anyway, so what did I do next? Well, I gave it the top 5 challenges, blah, 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 blah. I gave it also the top 5 desires and the top 5 objections. I think actually what I did, here's the desires and then the top 5 objections, and I just pasted that customer language in there. And here's my results. Sure, let's work through each feature. It's funny how AI can talk to you as a human being. It's hard to imagine that it's not human the way that it speaks. Anyway, oh boy, what it came up with was so cool. Here's my 4 features, remember? Feature name, Profound Launchpad Bootcamp. And there's a description. Begin your journey with an intensive 3-day bootcamp designed to supercharge your WordPress skills. You'll learn how to create unique custom WordPress designs without requiring advanced technical knowledge. By the end of the bootcamp, you'll be well on your way to creating compelling and efficient websites, even if you're just starting out. Ooh, that is pretty darn good. That's not going to need much editing, right? So what are the benefits? Learn from industry experts, hands-on practice with guided exercises, save time and effort with curated training materials. Wow. Peer power group sessions. Every month, join our coaching Q&A. All right. Why? Get your questions answered. Learn from experience of others. Stay motivated. The WordPress Whiz community. You see where I'm going here. And so I've got a really good start on a feature, my features, the name of each one. I can turn around and take what it's created here and use it for my landing page. I can use it even to help me create the program itself. Because really what you want to do is ask your audience what they want, take what they've said, organize it into some ideas, and then sell it to them. You thought I was going to say that I should create the program first. No. The first thing you should do is sell the program so that you can verify that the idea is saleable and then deliver it to your first initial founding members group and create it with their input in this way. And so I hope that your mind is going click, 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 click about what you could do either for your own business or for helping businesses that you help as a digital marketer or a web designer and developer for how you can help them grow their businesses. So finally, one last, these 20 bonus ideas. Now, I was like, okay, sure, I could come up with some bonuses. And not only did this allow me to come up with some bonuses for when I offer my program, but this came up with a lot of the maybe more details on the inside of my program itself. So I could take any of these that I want. I could use 3 or 4 or 5 of them as bonuses, but I could also take these ideas and incorporate them into my program itself. So here's my last prompt that I want to show you guys today. You're a world-class direct response marketing copywriter and strategist. Please brainstorm a list of 20 bonus ideas that could be included with the program. Here's the name of the program. Each bonus needs to appeal to the ideal customer for this offer. What did I do? I just pasted my ideal customer language. For each bonus, craft a name, a short 3-sentence description, and 3 be relevant. This is where I just put in the objections here. And then you can also talk about the challenges, of course, and the desires. Please ensure the name of each bonus observes the best practice of the most effective and popular program. You can also take into account the top 5 challenges. Well, I didn't have to make that up. I just pasted in the customer language of my challenges. All right, look what it came up with. An awesome outline, winning client blueprint, mastering the art of client acquisition and retention, peak productivity protocol, time management mastery, confidence code, shattering self-doubt and trusting your web design abilities. Now, if any of these come out where I'm like, well, that's not really appropriate, that's why I asked it to come up with 20. I'm only going to need maybe 3 of these as a bonus, and then maybe, I don't know, a few others I might put into the content. But it's always going to, come up with some that are maybe not what you teach or something like that. Like, look at number 10 here. Discover the power of networking, building profitable relationships in the WordPress community. Now, speaking for myself, I work kind of as a solo operator, right? I don't get out and network with other developers at very many events. I do attend the WordPress annual conference, the WordCamp US here in the United States, and I do network with some people, but I generally am working kind of in my own world. This isn't something that I would feel comfortable teaching necessarily. As an example, I'll just eliminate that one. But I have 10 more. Code-free customization, tailoring WordPress sites without coding knowledge. Whew, this one is all about what I teach. You could see how coming up with this is awesome. And so then I'm like, oh, one last little bonus I have for you guys. You're probably going to see this landing page copy come out in the next few days as an actual landing page. So if I have the community, one of my offers is the Leverage WP paid community. It's at community.leveragewp.com. I've closed registration for this since the founding members launch at the end of last year. And so for the last 4 months, registration's been closed, but I'm about to open it up. But I wanted to ask the AI, hey, can you help me write the copy for my landing page? Write the copy for a landing page designed to sell the Leverage WP community product. The copy should use emotional and persuasive language and focus on the benefits rather than the features. Here's an outline of several of the features and benefits to draw from. Where did I get this? I got it from what the AI outputted to me above, okay? So the description, become part of our exclusive online community where you can interact, discuss best practices, troubleshoot problems, etc. Instantly access a wealth of shared knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Here's another one. Our courses and workshops and direct message support are there to provide a comprehensive learning experience. Access support when you need it. Stay ahead of the curve. It's outlining the benefits here, not necessarily the features. A feature is what is actually included. Like, oh, you can DM Greg anytime you want, and he'll discuss any issues you have one-on-one with you inside the community privately. Well, that's a feature. The benefit is access support when you need it, assuring no hurdle is too big to overcome. And also, stay ahead of the curve with access to the latest tools and trends in web design. And then I say, when writing the landing page copy, keep in mind the challenges, desires, and objections from the above tasks. I don't necessarily need to paste the challenges, desires, and objections because it can go up and remember that from our previous chat interactions. And so I say include persuasive headlines, subheadlines, descriptive paragraphs, and calls to action that say, quote, click here to join the community. So what does it got? Let's look at, let me just scroll down and you can see the length. It's got, kind of a short bit of text here. It's got a headline, a subheadline, an introduction, a feature, and then, a description of the features, the benefits actually here, another subheading, and the next feature, and then a list of benefits, and then a call to action. I can edit this and build my landing page using a pre-designed layout in Divi, or I can use bricks to really get a super high performance landing page along with frames, which I'll be teaching you guys in here just a little bit. But I said, great, thanks. Please rewrite the above while adding the following 2 lists of features and benefits. I wanted to grab some more copy that I had written for the community, and I had this copy on the sign up page for the community where you go ahead and sign up. It was full access to the community site. Ask Greg anything, anytime. I'll be in there posting. 1 free professionally hosted website, workshops, tutorials, and posts every single week, the current state of WordPress best practices and future proofing, reviews and reveals on new WordPress tools, and then I had list 2, the included website, a fully customizable website, admin access to the dashboard, and use your own domain or not. So anyway, I just wanted it to rewrite this whole thing, but include some more of the features that come with the community. And so here I am. I've got a bit of a longer one. What I'm going to do is take this content that it gave me and edit it into my landing page as I create it. It's really excellent copy. And then I did a longer version of the landing page that has a framework here. It's got 7 different points. And so I experimented with this a little bit using another mentor of mine who is teaching how to communicate with your audience with marketing copy, say on a landing page or with an email sequence. And that's got points like call out to your audience, demand their attention, back up the promise, create an irresistible intrigue, like 10 headlines as bullet points and 20 bonuses, draw from the 20 bonuses, shine a light on the problem, identify the audience, who they are, their struggle or challenge, provide the solution, and show your credentials. And I gave them an example. I've taught WordPress to more than 80,000 students. So anyway, oh yeah, you know what? I interrupted myself because I had forgotten when you hit enter inside the chat, it sends it. So I had more. Not only did I have 7, I had a lot more credentials here for me, but I also had number 8, detail the benefits, give social proof, make the offer. You can see this is a long form landing page or sales letter. I want it to be value-based, concise, persuasive, and irresistible. Adds 3 of the 20 bonuses. Stack the value and inject scarcity. Mention that it's only going to be open for a limited time and give a powerful guarantee. And then finish with a call to action. Amazingly, or maybe not surprising now at this time, he came up with a really excellent long-form sales letter. And so I will probably, see, I think I stopped it again and I added a point 17, close with a PS. And so it's got everything down to call to action. The numbering was off. I think it went to 10, it went from 9 to 0, and this started back at 1. But every one of the points I asked it to write about is here in some really good persuasive language. And now, of course, again, I will recommend the chat. The AI is supposed to get you 80% of the way. Sometimes it gets you 50%. Sometimes it gets you 99% of the way. But you do need to go in here and put your own voice into it, edit what it's given you so that you don't come out with something that sounds like a robot or anything like that. Well, we've really scratched the surface here. I've also enabled it to come up with 10 headlines for my high value offer. Like I want to send a PDF, let's see, 12 techniques to maintain a WordPress site like a pro without constant headaches. Would any of you guys be interested in learning that? That's something that I can certainly teach. You can see how this can help get you really a lot further than you might be able to do. Gosh, what I think what's represented here in this entire chat is a week or 2 weeks of work. As far as doing market research, coming to grips with what your ideal customer or your ideal client wants, the language that they use, you can see that really it's a ridiculous amount of time savings, and also new ideas that you'll be able to come up with by using ChatGPT or really any of the large language models out there. There are others besides OpenAI's ChatGPT, but I would encourage you to play with ChatGPT. Like I said, if I'm here, I'm looking at my screen and you can't see it. No need to show my screen anymore. I want to wrap up the live stream by thanking you guys for being here and encouraging you to go and open up openai.com. Go to chat.openai.com and start playing with it a little bit. Now, I'll be sharing with you a PDF doc, or maybe I'll do just a text document so it's easy for you to copy and paste from these prompts that I've come up with the help of some of my mentors to be able to go ahead and do the layers of inception yourself to do market research for you or for any of your client projects. I'm also super excited to begin the Skateboard Parents project, and I'll be doing that in full view of everyone in multiple live streams and also video recording that I'll be doing in order to teach you guys, say if you're working with a client that wants an online business, how can you get over those hurdles of either waiting for the client to come up with content, waiting for the client to come up with ideas. You can just do a short interview with the client and then expand on that so greatly using the AI, using artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below either on YouTube or inside of the free Facebook group, both at LeverageWP. Or send me a note. Go to community.leveragewp.com. If you're a member of the paid community, feel free to communicate with me in the DMs or direct messages, or ask a question to any of your colleagues and friends inside of the community. As I alluded to, the community enrollment is going to be opening here next week. And I'll be excited to help you guys directly with not only some of this stuff, but also with building your business by leveraging WordPress. Again, thanks for being here on the live stream, and sorry about the delays at the beginning. And if you're here on the replay, no worries. There wasn't a problem. I'm just kidding. All right. You guys, I'll see you next time. Happy Friday. And if you're on the replay, happy whatever day it is. Again, questions? Use the comments. Thanks, guys.